All right, we got Spider-Geddon, Spider-Girls, #1. So this is like one of the only tie-ins that I'm going to buy for Spider-Geddon. And if you've been watching me wrong, you'd say, what? This is probably going to be a trash book. It's going to be for stuff, whatever. But it's not. So this is, you know, the thing with doing like these, it's girl power teams, is they always come off kind of like unnatural. Like, why would just a bunch of girls team up? Like, why wouldn't they, like, you know, bring in some dudes to help? It doesn't make any sense. But it works. It works here. It does. It really does. And I give that credit to Jodie Houser, who actually is a pretty... I don't know anything else that she does other than Renew Your Vows for Spider-Man. But she does a good job on that book, for sure. She does a great job, actually. I've trashed that book quite a bit since it was, I think, Antos took it over as editor. And there was a time jump. Now, every review I did, like, there was a couple of cheesy things here and there on it. But most of all, like, mostly the story got really good. It was fun. It wasn't cheesy. She actually writes a good Peter Parker, a mature one, because he's older. But it's a fun family book. Now, the problem with that book, in my opinion, was the art. The art was terrible. It was terrible art. Horrible. Lines weren't straight. Like, weird lines. Like, everyone had, like, these strange horse teeth. It was a terrible book because of the art. But the story, though, was fun. If she had this artist, like, the artist on this book is good. I think the art here is pretty decent. It's good. I would have enjoyed the book a lot more if this had been the artist on it. But as for the book itself, this was really good. In fact, it's a recommend. I give it a 4. It was just short of being a 5, and that's because of some really good stuff that's in here. And this just shows why she's a good writer. So there's gonna be spoilers and stuff. If you want my recommendation, it is for sure a get. It is a buy because of a couple of really good moments. Now, I don't like what they did to Mayday Parker. Mayday Parker was one of my favorite books when I was growing up. That it was a fun book. So it was a side universe. It was a self-contained book. And pretty much Peter Parker had a leg injury. He couldn't really, you know, be Spider-Man anymore because of that. So he goes and becomes a police officer. And, you know, Mayday is just going to high school and discovers her powers. And, you know, she becomes Spider-Girl. And her dad and her mom, you know, Mary Jane and Peter Parker, you know, suspect something's going on. And when they see a spider person on the news, they figure it out. And it's an interesting twist on, like, the, you know, the spider character in high school. I liked it. It's a fun book. I think there's an omnibus out for it now. So if you ever want to check that out, I would recommend it. I think that is a great book. But anyway, I think that's Jessica Drew, the clone from the Ultimate Universe. There's a female clone of Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe, and I swear that's her. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, they're paired up, looking for recruits. They're out recruiting right now because this takes place after Spider-Geddon #2. So this is just them hunting down more recruits to help out with the fight. And that's why they're together. They end up running into Mayday, or they end up running into Annie. And I thought this was really cool. So they end up meeting up. They're meeting up with the Vulture gang, and the Spider family finds them. And they're like, you know, instantly, you know, let's talk later and skip right to the team up. And that was really cool. But what I liked, though, was, like, I thought this splash page was really cool. Now, that's pretty awesome looking. I love that. I love it. But what I liked, though, and this is why this got really good. So, you know, the Inheritors killed her Peter Parker, her dad, when she was in when she was in Spider-Verse. And like Spiderling takes note that she sounds like depressed and sad. That's because she's seeing like, you know, her dad, you know, and her mom and, you know, potentially her sister, right, working together. You can just tell it. It's not getting beat over your head. Like, you just know that that's what's going on here. And that's really good. There's not a million boxes explaining why. You can just figure that out. And that's really good. But that's not what really did it. This is what really sealed the deal for me. That I really just like, wow, that is powerful stuff. That really, like, when you can do something that's kind of touching. So Spiderling goes down here. This is MJ down here. She just kind of, you know, sad. She's like, you know, I just need a minute. And she goes down here and she's like, you know, was her name May too? And you just see her sulking. She's like, yes. And she's like, Mom only told me they lost a daughter years before I was born. And that's her daughter. This is her daughter. And that's some deep stuff, man. That's really solid. Really good. And, you know, if you know a lot about Spider-Man lore, there was a, you know, during the Clone Saga, they did have a baby. It's assumed she's dead. They never really addressed that plot line, which I'm wondering if they ever will someday bring it out, like pull it out of their behinds and use it. But that was really good. So, you know, it's rare when you can find something like that in a comic anymore. And that really moved it up. Not quite good enough to be a 5, but man, it was close. It was close. But it ends up with them like, you know, they're telling like she's going to stay behind. You know that's not going to happen. Like they were going to stay here with her. And it looks like her Peter Parker and Mary Jane are going to go join the main group. And they're going to go do something. I don't know. They'll probably go get into a mission because she's not going to want to just sit around. So I'm sure they're going to go do something. But yeah, this was good, man. Jody Houser, I've never read any of her other stuff. I don't know. All I can go by is what I've read here and in Renew Your Vows. And what I read in here, that was really, really good stuff. So yeah, this is a strong recommend. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this idea, that little piece of writing that I showed you that was really powerful. What do you think of that scene? Also, share the video, like, subscribe. Check out the description. Got a link to my Patreon. Got a link to my Twitch and my Discord. All that good stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.